How many podcasts must get this before someone says Lyrics and Lies is the... Good afternoon. Hi, hello, what's up and what's happening? This is Money Green. That is...
Shayz on the mic.
And we are Lyrics and Lies. Had to open up with a little bit of KRS-One from the song My Philosophy. So what's up, Shayz?
Nothing much. What's going on? What are we doing for today's topic in today's show?
You tell me. That's what I'm asking.
Well, you know, all summer I've really been looking at Netflix a lot.
All right, so next Netflix review.
Yeah, so we're going to do a Netflix review.
I'm down for that.
And it's called Black and Privilege.
So there's a show on Netflix called Black and Privilege. Mm-hmm. All right.
It's pretty low budget movie.
Why you gotta start off with low budget?
I'm sorry, I have to be honest with our listeners and let them know that.
How you just gonna come out and you start a review off by saying these some cheap moms? That's messed up.
You have to be honest. You have to be honest because when people look at it, I want them to at least already be prepared.
But is it really? But it might not be low budget.
Well, I'm saying it's low budget, but it's a very good movie.
It might not be low budget,
and it has a good message.
It might not be low budget.
And maybe the interpretation of low budget to me is the way they wanted it to be.
No, I ain't buying that. Now, you simply have an interpretation of what low budget is, so explain what that is, because we ain't gonna talk about their intentions yet. Because nobody says something, say, I'm gonna do something cheap looking of low budget.
Well,
so
no, they might not have enough money to do it.
Okay, so that's different. So
let's say they didn't have enough money to do a big production.
Maybe they didn't. But what's your idea of low budget?
The acting was okay.
That doesn't mean low budget. That means bad actors.
That means you can tell by how what is your favorite word? Cinematography. Cinematography was in the movie.
Say it again.
Cinematography.
All right. Cinema.
All right.
It's like cinnamon.
I got braces.
I know, and that's why I asked you to say it again. Because when you hear this back, you're going to hear how you first said cinematography, and you're going to laugh. Somebody out there caught that, and they're laughing. So when I said say it again, they're like, yeah, I was going to ask her to say that. So maybe throughout the show, you'll say it a few times more.
I'm not going to say it.
My bad.
Just one time was enough.
All right.
But anyway, I felt that I thought it was a very good movie after I started looking at it.
No, go back to...
I'm not going to go back to that.
I'm serious because
I'm
trying to get to something. So you say low budget is the actors. Is that the only thing that goes into...
The acting, it seemed like it was where they were filming at. The filming was very...
Wait a minute. No, we ain't buying that one.
I am buying it.
No.
You can tell the difference between something that has been put a lot of money into, how they do the different...
You're talking about location. You can't judge the budget of a movie by location.
You can? Who told you that?
How? They filmed in the beginning, they filmed in the coffee shop. And then they filmed, quote unquote, inside of two homes on the street. Homes that are across the street from each other. So how can you...
It's low budget.
No, I understand you saying that.
I'm gonna tell you this. You know. I don't know if people look at Aspire. And
this better be on topic,
right?
Because you trying to take me off topic, make me forget my point.
Aspire.
What is Aspire?
David Banner does a lot of short films on it.
It's a TV channel.
It's a
Aspire
TV,
channel.
Aspire is a TV channel.
Okay.
They show a lot of short films on there and up and coming new people who are doing movies.
Right.
And you can tell that it's something that they just started doing. They wasn't able to put a lot of money into it because they probably didn't have a whole bunch of money. But some of these movies that are low budget have a very good point to their movie.
You said it again.
They give you a good insight.
All right. So you're getting to...
I'm trying to tell you
plot.
how I know.
You're getting to the plots.
Right.
All right, but in the storyline, this is what I want you to do because we got to talk about this before we get into this movie.
I wish I didn't say nothing, y'all.
This movie.
I wish I didn't say anything.
This movie is called Black and Privilege on Netflix.
And maybe
that's a topic right now. And Shayz came out in the beginning and said it's low budget. That's the first thing she said. I just want to know, what do you call low budget? Like, what is everything that goes into it? So The last thing you said was locations. So how can you judge a budget by location? You can't. I'm gonna tell you why you can't.
Why?
In this movie, because they filmed in a real cafe.
Okay, yeah, it was a real cafe.
Anybody get all big budget movies filmed in cafes. Breakfast at Tiffany's was filmed in a little cafe.
So you're gonna tell me that this wasn't a low budget movie?
I'm talking about what made you say it was low budget. They also filmed it inside of a real house. Real houses.
That doesn't mean
you have big budget movies.
The acting
hold on, let me finish.
Good either.
No, you started off by saying.
I told you that too.
Yeah, you started off by saying acting, and we can talk about that. I'm just talking about this location part.
You just want me to break all this down?
No, because I want people to understand. If you're gonna make people, aware of what's going on, and you start with low budget, they need to know why you call it low budget.
Once they watch it, they will say,
no, but you just can't say that. Because that cafe was good. And you have big budgets that film in cafes. You have big budgets that films in homes. So we can't buy the location theory of what you're saying about what low budget is. Now, if they filmed in one, because Friday was low budget.
Who?
Friday, Ice Cube movie Friday. That was low budget if you want to go by locations. Liquor store, 2 or 3 houses in the neighborhood. That's it. This movie took you inside of a cafe and had extended footage in there. And you had a lot of people in there that didn't look like extras. So we're not going to go by the location for this movie.
Okay.
We can't because they had good locations. Okay. They had good locations. Now, what else do you have? So you said the acting was poor, and what else?
I'm not sure if it was 1 or 2 cameras. It was how the look of the film. The look of the film. Okay,
so not the amount of cameras, but the quality.
The quality. There you go.
Of the footage. The texture of the footage.
That's it.
It was more like a DSLR or whatever you call it. It was more like not a camcorder, but a camera. Not a high quality cinematography. Damn, now I'm getting like you. You see them, it's contagious. They didn't have a high quality camera like they were using in Hollywood.
There you go.
So that's a good one. That's a good one.
That's it.
Poor acting, I can go, because you can have poor actors on a big budget.
I noticed that. I've seen that happen too.
All right, so you can't go by the poor acting.
The acting wasn't the greatest. And I'm gonna tell you this.
You're talking about for this movie.
For this movie.
Hold on now. Any more things that make it low budget, in your opinion?
I think that's all.
Okay.
That's all I can think of.
All right. So let me add my thing to the low budget. Now, sometimes, and I know a little bit about films because I've shot some stuff here and there. I will say this. It starts off with a low quality appeal. That goes into how the cinematography looks. It comes off of a low quality type. The footage is excellent and it's nice and clear, but it didn't have the movie look. However, because they use digital, you can tell they use digital filming. However, what some people do is say they have $100,000 to do a movie, which is a big budget for an independent film. This isn't Universal or Cube Vision or something that's doing it. Say somebody says, I want to shoot a movie and they have $100,000. They can try to get big names attached to it. And that makes a lot of their budget dwindle because these big names are participating. So what they did in Black and Privilege is they got, what's his name, Brian White? You know Brian White? Brian J. White is an actor right now.
For a little while though.
But that doesn't matter. Yeah. They got him attached to it.
He did.
Brian White right now is making waves in the TV show Ambitions.
Yep.
So he's a big time actor. Then they got my boy Carl Payne. Carl Anthony Payne II. Yeah. From The Cosby Show, Cockroach, from Martin, Cole, and whatever else. Yeah. Those are 2 big time people. Now he's big time compared to Brian White. Carl Payne's name is up there. Everybody know Cole from Martin or Cockroach from The Cosby Show. So if you put them 2 in your independent film, they may take Carl Payne might say, you know what? I'll be in your film for $10,000. I do a scene or two, but his name is attached, period. So now this independent filmmaker says, you know what? I have this movie, blah, 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 blah. And in Hollywood, this is what they do. Well, who's attached to it? Who's in it? Better be a big producer, big director, or big name actors. And if you have all three, they love that. And they say, oh, we got Carl painted brown white. Oh, really? Well, we'll check it out. Let's see. And that's how people put money into it. So I'm just saying that to say, if you have a $100,000 film, Carl Anthony Payne comes in and says, hey, I'll be a part. I do a scene for $20,000. And then Brown White says, well, sure, I do a scene for $20,000. So that $100,000 is now $60,000. Now you have to pay for location, everything. But I'm just saying the budget can be eaten up by those actors. And they deserve it because they had the big names and they put the work in and they're going to bring attention to it. I'm not sure how you found out about the movie, but I'm sure those two names attached to it made it easy for Netflix to pick up and make people jump on it when they see it on Amazon or wherever it pops up.
Yeah, Netflix.
So that's what I'm saying about that.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
Now,
I got what you're saying. Someone actually mentioned it to me saying, hey, there's a movie on Netflix called Black and Privilege. When I first started looking at the movie, I didn't even know that those two actors was in it until I started watching it.
Oh, because they were in it. Okay, all right. By the way,
so the open credits didn't show. I think it showed it at the end.
It should have been in the beginning.
I don't think it was at the beginning.
And also in the description on Netflix, it should have had it. I didn't look. But by the way, Shayz told me to watch this movie. So Shayz is running the show on this. This is something that I know she's not going to bash it because she wanted to talk about it. So we let you go ahead and do your thing.
Well,
we got past the budget.
After we got past the budget and the look and the feel and touch of it, I thought it was a good movie. It gave a good message of, of what's going on right now in our society when it comes to our neighborhood and what we want to do. I don't want to give away because Money Green always says I give away a lot of the movie.
Shayz is not doing a spoiler alert.
So
I'm so proud of you. I raised you well when it comes to movie reviews.
I try.
I raised you so well.
But sometimes these movies get so good you want to get in depth about certain parts of the movie.
I'm so proud of you.
Anyway,
if anybody,
move past that.
Whoever's listening, if you've been watching the show, when Shayz gives a review, she say, okay, so then they did this and this part, and then that person did that, and then the person shot so-and-so, and I'm surprised he did that because his mother, I'm like, you giving the whole movie away. I'm just so proud of her.
So I'm not going to give the movie away. I think that everybody should look at it.
But what is it about?
I'm going to get into it.
Okay.
It has a great message about being black and privileged in certain areas and how we try to get to a place in a society and there's always people around us that tries to bring it down. And it shows you some ways of how people behind the scenes who you don't think would do certain things will to bring the value of your community down because they don't want your community to thrive.
All right, you're tap dancing.
So
you're going too far with it. Don't want to get spoilers.
I'm done with that part.
You can give a little more information on what it's about.
I don't know if I'm gonna give a little bit more.
No, don't tell with the movie like the details, but you can tell with the overall.
And that's what I'm doing.
All right. I don't want you being too scared.
No, I'm not being too scared, but I just think that it's a really good movie. It's not too long. I think it was only an hour and some change movie. And I think it gave a lot of good perspectives on the different sides of us as black people. As some of us are not in poverty, to some of us who are business owners, to some of us who got it going on, to how we can live in an area together and thrive.
I thought that you can get some more information.
I thought that was a very good message.
I do it for you.
You can chime in because you looked at the movie too. So don't make it look like it's just Shayz that looked at the movie.
I'm letting people know that this was your idea. This show topic was all yours. So she put me on board. So the movie Black and Privilege is about, what's that word? I kind of forgot the word. No, it's not about privilege and everything. What's the other word?
What word? You gotta give me an idea.
I had coffee, you all. I don't drink coffee.
Coffee ain't supposed to make you forget.
I had this is my second cup of coffee this year. So probably in the past 3 years, I had an average of 1 cup per year. So a couple of those, 1 year I didn't even have any coffee. And it's hot coffee too, so I don't know what's going on. But this movie is about gentrification.
Oh, that's the word you was looking for.
Up front. On the surface, it's about gentrification. And it's also about property value. So those are below the surface of the black and privileged. So you have nice, strong, healthy, safe black communities that are being gentrified by...
Gentrified, huh?
Yes, that's what you call white people moving into black neighborhoods and they're cooking their white chicken instead of the regular fried chicken. They do it with their no spices. They just do it right in the order. Gentrified chicken. But anyway, so you have white people trying to, and I think it was Indian people or people from the Middle East, gentrifying the businesses and trying to, take over and move people out so the white people and the Middle Eastern or Arab people can have all the businesses. And in the nice, healthy, strong black neighborhoods, they're trying to move in hood people. And you move in the hood people and you bring down the property values. Hood. Right. Bring down the property values in the black neighborhoods. So it's a lot of that going on. I don't know exactly what I guess if you want to get deep into it, you can talk about how you're black and privileged and you can really do these things if you take control of them and retain control and manage them properly. Maybe that's where the subject matter or the title comes from. But I enjoyed the information they were giving. And what's interesting as a person who does, some stuff in film, and I definitely, when it came to writing, I saw right through a lot of this stuff. But this film, it was actually 2 or 3 films in one. It was
informational.
Yes, but they started in one direction. And then something came and something took over, and they were forced to go in a different direction. Mm-hmm. I think they went to the new direction purposely, but I think they were forced to do it. And they did a good job going in a new direction. So you almost had sort of a documentary appeal to it. And then all of a sudden, the appeal and the feel transferred into a regular movie. Mm-hmm. Because they broke the fourth wall in the beginning. And that's when you talk to the camera and he's giving information. And then all that pretty much got cut off after about, I guess, a quarter of the movie. And it started looking like a regular movie. And they stopped all the information and all that kind of stuff. And they got into a real storyline. And that could throw people off. But I kept watching because Shayz told me to keep watching.
But they broke off in the informational a couple of times because when certain things changed, like you said, mm-hmm. then they gave you some information. Even if you didn't understand something, they even broke down the information in it. And I thought that's what made the movie to me, that actually, I really enjoyed that part of the movie because mm-hmm. it made me see the movie differently. And I thought whoever came up with that was brilliant.
Right, but it stopped. After a while.
But I like the way it showed everybody's sides, all the different sides of how this gentrification moved everybody.
So like an ecosystem.
Yeah, it showed the movement of when A, B, C happened, and this is why D happened.
So you have the black family, healthy black family, then you have the hood people, then you have, or the ghetto people, whatever you want to call them. Then you have the companies, and then you have the big banks or the financiers.
And then you also have the political part of it.
And you had they had some of the political right
situation in it too. And they showed that they showed unity even though some changes was happening in their neighborhood. They showed some unity. I don't want to get too far because if I do too much, Money Green is gonna be like, spoiler alert.
Well, I would always say I would cut you off.
He's gonna give me the look, the eye. So I'm gonna cut it off there. But I think that everybody, if you have Netflix and you get a chance, that you should check out Black and Privilege.
Especially if you're black. Whether you're privileged or not.
If you're not privileged, don't worry about that part. But especially if you're black.
If you're black, your black ass need to be watching this. But I think it went into the different direction when certain people signed on. So when the ghetto people moved in, and then you had the people that he was affiliated with, the higher ups, that made everything take a different direction. So I wish the writer would have stuck to whatever he was going to do, quote unquote, no pun intended, stick to his guns and do a film one way instead of two different ways. Because like I said, a quarter was done one way, then the other 3/4 was done a totally different way. But I like what Carl Anthony Payne did, because he's not a bad actor. He's a great actor.
Yeah.
So he shoots down your low budget because of the actors. Brian White is a good actor. So you can't. Okay. But I'm going to tell you who I really like. And I may end up bumping into her and meeting her. The first actor that jumped out and jumped off the screen to me was
the wife.
The woman who played Tamala. Her name is Sarah Saigon. She is the bomb actress. I really enjoyed what she brought to the project, what she brought to the film. And I'd actually watch her in something else just because of what she did in this. She was the sister with the head wrap. At first she was at a meeting with her husband.
Oh, she's the one who was talking about, yeah.
And then later she had the head wrap on. Right. I didn't put two and two together that they were the same person.
Oh, yeah.
But I think she kept filming by herself and her husband went on the trip. That's what happens in films like this. People no longer participate. So her husband probably had to work for it in real life, or he was like, I'm not doing this no more. So he just stopped and he was unable to film, or he no longer wanted to film. And she was there by herself. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So she's a great actor. I really like her. So Sarah Saigon, if you're listening to this, Money Green appreciates your acting. You did a great job, and I may work with you one day. Also, you said the wife. The wife was good.
She's been in something before too. I can't.
Donisha, what's her last name? Half Kenny. That's a wild last name.
She's been
Donisha Half Kenny. I saw her in a couple of other Netflix movies. She's a good actor. The little girl, Nadia Sims. She's a good actor. And I think Malcolm Banks, he was the hood guy that moved into the neighborhood. He's pretty good. He's pretty good. Now see, I told you the girl was great. I didn't say he was great. I said he's pretty good. Yeah, okay. I just want to let you know that I'm making there's levels of this. There's levels
and
of
I'm
this.
just letting you know what I'm agreeing on.
That's what I'm saying. It's levels, and I put him up here. I'm just saying he
was all right.
Now the two main guys, they made the story go, when their characters made the story go, and I'm thinking they were probably the producers or directors or something. That would be equivalent to me being in something, even though I act better than them two. That would be equivalent to me doing a production and me being in the center. And if you can't find somebody that can really do it the way it needs to be done, then
you have to do it.
Then you take your place if you have the ability. Otherwise, the project won't get done. If you want it done and you can't act as well as everybody else, and you surround yourself with some really good people, and you just jump out there and make sure it gets done. So they get props of what they did. That little girl was good, Nadia Sims. I like her. And like you said, the information was good. I was shocked in the beginning because I had no idea what it was about. You just told me to watch it. So I was shocked at how it was going, and it was very informative. And then when it started taking that swing, I felt that. I didn't like the comedy. I like the Arabian guy, or the Middle Eastern guy.
Yeah, that wasn't funny at all.
Yeah, I didn't like that. I didn't like giving somebody like him the last line or whatever. It was like they were a little all over the place.
Yeah.
At certain points. But
you talking about when she went to that place?
No, I'm talking about at the end when he got the last word of the movie.
Oh yeah, but I didn't like him, and he had where he's supposed to have been funny at, like you said. I thought the humor was very off.
Yeah,
I didn't even laugh.
This movie had no place for humor.
Right.
But Sarah Seigan played that scene with him in the shop, and she did good. She did a great job. So she balanced things out. She carried people. I didn't even realize who Cinda Williams was, but Cinda Williams is the woman, I believe she played the councilman's wife or something like that. But she is the woman that Denzel Washington was dating in Mo Better Blues that Wesley Snipes ended up dating. The woman who sung Harlem Blues. That's her. That sexy woman toward the end of the movie with the burgundy. Yeah, she's fine. She's still fine. Still super fine. But yes, it was a shocker to see her afterwards. I looked at the credits because I didn't recognize her. Looked at the credits and checked some things out, and I said, oh, that's her. She had the hair over her face coming down, I guess, in the bob style, and really didn't have it off her face like she did in Mo Better Blues when she had a short hairstyle, so you can see everything. So big ups to Cinda Williams for bringing her energy and her creativity and her skill to the project, because she has lots of acting skills. So I enjoyed Black and Privilege.
What would you give it in stars?
We're talking what? How many out of what?
Okay, because usually for movies it's 5 stars, right? So
all right.
Out of 5 stars, what would you give it?
Out of 5 stars, I would give it. I'm gonna give it about. Okay. For content, I'm going to give it a 4, maybe 4.5 for content. That's what subject matter and where they were going. For the movie itself,
overall.
So overall, tag. I'm gonna give it a 3.5. Okay. I'm not gonna beat around the bush. I'm gonna give it a 3.5. But the content was more powerful than the movie itself. Like the information, the information given in that first part of the movie, I'm gonna give it that. That would be about a 4.5, 5 for the information.
Yeah, but I hope everybody who checks us out will check out that movie and comment. Let us know your feelings on that movie and how you felt about it, and because we love to hear your feedback. We try to make sure that we stay on top of commenting back.
Yeah, we gotta get.
People.
Yeah, we got work to do with that.
Yeah, we love to hear comments from everybody, and the more you comment, you never know, you might be on Lyrics and Lies, sitting here with Money Green and Shayz on the mic.
Yeah, we got a lot of gifts to give away. We got coffee, donuts, I'm not even gonna say what I was about to say. I'd really get in trouble. But we got some people in here, our staff, in bras, the tops with no shirts, just the bras on. Got a few more shows, they can get all the way naked. But anyway, Black and Privilege is the movie on Netflix. Check it out. And Lyrics and Lies, Money Green.
Shayz on the mic.
We'll holler at y'all later.
And we out.